So I'm a veteran. I served in the Marine Corps from 1998 to 2003. Thank you. Nice. I'll take it. I like how you just assumed that I did a good job. That feels good. I didn't do a very good job, really. I got in a lot of trouble pretty much the whole time. Yeah, the Marine Corps is no place for a comedian, it turns out. Those guys are serious, man. That was half my problem. I could be serious, just not all the time, you know. I've always been a joker. I always see the humor in everything around me. Like, I always had a big smile on my face. They hated that in the Marines. Every day somebody would ask me, "What's so funny, Knowles?" All angry. "What's so funny?" I was like, all this shit, man, everything. Are you kidding me? What's so funny? I was like, okay, how about the fact that you're making us run around singing songs about how tough we are? Nobody sees the irony with that? That's textbook irony, man. I was like, I'll do it, but you gotta let me giggle. This shit is officially funny. This is comedically correct what we're doing. Running around singing little ditties with the guys, man. That's what a lot of it was, man. And oddly enough, that's one of the things I miss the most about it, really. Running around singing songs, man. It's a lot of fun. It's not as gay as it sounds, you know. It's like this camaraderie, you know. You get into this rhythm. I could run for miles like that, man. We'd always start with this one rhyme. We'd get going. We'd be like, 1, 2, 3, 4, Marine Corps. 1, 2, give me some more Marine Corps. Right? It's good shit. Only I'd be saying cream corn. Nobody noticed. Just my way of rebelling a little bit. Cream corn! I used to scream about corn for miles and miles, man. Just hallucinating on a runner's high. Cream corn, what the hell are we doing? Maybe that's why they call him the Colonel. That was corny. All right. Yeah, I had a lot of fun, but I did get in a lot of trouble. I got busted down. I lost rank 3 times in 5 years. Yeah. Yeah. I got out honorably, barely. It was pretty close, you know. It was pretty close. Like, they liked me a lot. They just had to do their jobs, you know. I was like, I get it, you know. They were like, that was hilarious, Knowles, but we have to write you up on that shit. Sorry, but that's unacceptable. Like, I'm proud of my service. I'm glad I was able to do it. Some of it was scary. Not the things that I expected either. You know, I think the scariest day of my whole Marine Corps career was the first day of boot camp, because it was like a culture shock. My whole world changed in an instant. It all happened so fast. As soon as we got off the bus, it just started happening. We started screaming and yelling, "Get over here, get in!" I was like, holy shit, okay, like, what are we doing? You know, they put us in line, they shaved our head, they stripped us down naked, they left us that way for an inappropriate amount of time. It was like the whole first 5 hours we were just naked getting yelled at by these big angry dudes. It's like, get in this line! Is this the line for clothes? Oh my God! Like, I was so scared. Couldn't do anything right. They finally gave us new clothes, 1 piece at a time, you know. Like, here's a sock, too slow, back of the line. Oh shit. We had to stamp our name on all these new clothes as they gave it to us. We're going down the line, you know, you get a sock, you had to stamp your name on it with a rubber ink stamp kit. Get a shirt, stamp your name on it. At the end of the day, we finally got some sleep after like 18 hours. They had us in the squad bay all lined up in front of the bunks, and the drill instructor comes in. He's like, all right, we're going to secure and hit the rack. I was like, thank God, you know. He's like, so put on the following articles of clothing. And we had to go in our sea bag and pull out these little briefs, little tiny-whitey briefs, and put those on. Then we had to put on a green t-shirt and flip-flops. And then he's like, now tuck the t-shirt into the underwear. Okay. Why are you making us be so cute, man? This is adorable. It was. We looked like a bunch of kids at a sleepover. Just we're in the army. And they had made us stamp our name on the underwear right across the front, right there. Yeah, that's a weird place for a name tag. You know what I mean? We were trying to learn each other's names and shit. Like, we just got there. I remember trying to make friends. Like, hey, nice to meet you, Garcia. Okay. He's like, actually, it's Garcia Reyes. I'm like, well, it wrapped around, bro. Whatever. I can learn your name later. We got some sleep. As soon as we woke up, I was in trouble right away. I was like the first recruit in trouble. I wasn't even awake good. The drill instructor was all up in my face. What the hell's the matter with you? I was like, I don't know. He was mad because I had a boner. Yeah, you know, it wasn't because of anything weird. It was just a fast wake up. I didn't have time to do anything. It was just like the movies, you know? It was so abrupt. He just comes in banging a trash can. Get up and get out of bed! I just jumped up like, here we go, son of a bitch. Like, all right. I was like, fuck it, I'll just stick it out there, I guess. It's funny now, it wasn't funny that day. Holy shit. The drill instructor was so mad. Took him right out of his little prepared speech. He's coming down the line. He's like, today is day one of Marine Corps boot camp. Today we will begin to instill in you a sense of, what the fuck is this right here? Just called me right out in front of everybody. So embarrassing. He just said it straight out. Why are you hard, Knowles? It's like, why are you guys not? It's morning. I'm 19. This is going to happen. It's true. I wish this was just a joke that I go around telling. This is a memory that I live with. This is like therapy for me. When you're different in boot camp, they make an example out of you. So he made me stand at attention in the middle of the squad bay with my boner that said Knowles across the front. I'm like, oh, everybody knows my name now. And he made everyone else do push-ups. I had to just stand there. Everybody's doing push-ups. He's walking around like everybody's going to keep doing push-ups until Knowles' boner goes away. Yeah, that's a lot of pressure for a young man. Just trying to wish it away. Like, grandma, baseball, Hillary Clinton. That helps a little. Took forever, man. Those guys had to do like 375 push-ups. Took a long time. I was kind of proud about that, really. I'm still here, boys. Keep pushing. It took so long. It's just a weird feeling knowing that like 50 grown men are all upset about your boner. It's like pride and shame at the same time. Plus, the drill instructor kept making it worse. You know, he's taunting all the recruits. He's like, you boys enjoying all these push-ups? Well, let's see how Knowles is doing over here. Oh, he's still turned on over here. Yeah, I was like, I'm not turned on, sir. But quit breathing on it, maybe. Back up. Right, you spit when you talk. That's not helping. That was day one of the Marine Corps for me. I made it through boot camp. After that, I was a helicopter mechanic. I couldn't believe it. I signed up for a totally different job, and after I got out of boot camp, it's like they did the switcheroo on me. I remember somebody told me, get in this line, Knowles, you're a helicopter mechanic. I was like, no, I don't think I am. And they're like, well, it says here you are. I'm like, well, I don't even change my own oil, so that's not a good idea. And they were like, well, just go. Just do what you're told. You'll be fine. So that's what I ended up doing. I was stationed at Marine Corps Air Station Miramar in San Diego, the old Top Gun Air Base. Really? Yeah, I was working on CH-53s, Super Stallion helicopters, man. I was so nervous every day. You know, I had no idea what I was doing. I was just following directions. Like every time one flew away, I was like, like, oh my God, it worked again. This is crazy. Holy shit, I was hammered 4 hours ago. I can't believe that thing's flying. Where's my screwdriver? Oh shit. You know, but I made it through. I had a 5-year enlistment. Had some ups and downs over the years. I made it to the end of my enlistment. I had about a month left. And they called me into the office. They said, "Hey, Knowles, we have a seat. We just want to talk with you. We see you're going to get out here in about a month, and we're looking through your jacket, and you got a lot of paperwork over the years. You've been in a lot of trouble." I was like, "Yeah, I remember." And they're like, "Well, we just want to let you know if you get in trouble one more time, you're not going to get out honorably." I was like, "Hey, well, thanks for the heads up. I've got a job lined up. I'm going to be out of here. I got all my ducks in a row." They're like, "All right, well, good." And I remember walking out of the office. I remember thinking, like, damn, like they didn't even mention re-enlistment. Like, okay, I better take this honorable discharge while it's on the table. So then all my buddies are asking me, like, "Hey, Knowles, you going to re-enlist?" I was like, "No, probably not." They're like, "Well, it looks like we might go to war with Iraq." I was like, "Yeah, you guys got it. You don't need me." But then, like a week later, we did go to war with Iraq. They started that shock and awe bombing in Baghdad, and the war popped off. And they issued an order called stop loss, and I didn't know what that meant. They came in, they're like, "Knowles, they issued the stop loss order." I was like, "I don't care. I'm getting out, man." "Why? What does that mean?" They're like, "That means you're not getting out." I was like, "Oh shit." Yeah, they let me know I was going to have to stay at least 6 extra months. So I was nervous. I went back to the office. I was like, "Gentlemen, I don't know if I can make it 6 more months without getting in any trouble. Like, how strict are you guys going to be on that?" And they're like, "What's the problem, Knowles? Just keep your head down and stay busy. This time will fly by, they'll lift the order, and then they'll process you out." I was like, "You don't understand, man. I've been making all these plans and preparations. Like, there's a party planned. Like, I already ordered weed and everything. Like, I don't want to get in trouble, man." So I had some friends in the shop, some of the sergeants, they like to take care of me. They were like, "Hey, Knowles, we'll find something. We'll put you out of sight, out of mind for a little while until this thing blows over. Come back and see me Monday and I'll find something for you." So I came back Monday. My sergeant was like, "Hey, I found the perfect thing for you." I said, "Okay, what is it?" He says, "You volunteered to go to Iraq." I was like, "I did?" "To do what?" He's like, "I don't know. They're asking for a volunteer platoon to go over." I said, "A volunteer platoon to do what?" He says, "I don't know. They're just volunteers. It's a volunteer platoon. Any other platoon can pull from that platoon if they need extra bodies." I was like, "Extra bodies? Like, can we change that nomenclature?" Like, you're a terrible salesman, bro. I don't want to go on your little trip. But he kind of talked me into it. I thought about it for a while, and I figured, what, I've been kind of a screw-up for 5 years straight, getting in a lot of trouble, and here's my chance to redeem myself. So even if I just have to dig ditches and fill sandbags, at least I could say I did my part, So I volunteered. I went on this volunteer platoon, and it happened quick. It was like 2 weeks later, we were over there. We flew in to Iraq. I'll never forget the day we landed, April 1st, 2003. We landed in Iraq. April Fool's Day, by the way, Because I've always been a joker. I remember looking out the helicopter like, "Hey guys, I think they might just be fucking with us. Like, this looks just like Arizona. I think they did something here." But we were really there. We landed. It was the most patriotic I ever felt. We landed in that desert. We got out and got in formation, and the helicopter flew off. The dust was flying. The sun was setting. I looked at the flag in the distance, and I remember thinking, "This is amazing, man. I can't wait to see what they have us do. I'm going to do the best job I can, no matter what it is." And they came out and they were like, "All right, we're so glad you're here. All you guys are going to be working in our chow hall, so follow me this way." And I was like, "Man, fuck America." Oh, man, chow duty again? I had so much chow duty over the years because I'd been in so much trouble. I knew what I was getting into. It was going to suck. But they were quick about it. They're like, "Right this way." And they walked us across the camp over to the chow hall. It was like a big tent with a flap opening, and I was holding the door for everybody, and all the guys went in. The last guy went in, and I just let the door shut, and I stayed outside. I was like, "Man, I'm just going to stand here until somebody comes and gets me, And it worked pretty good. I was there for like 20 minutes just standing there. Like, people were walking right by me. I was like, "Damn, this camouflage shit works." It's nice. It got to be dinner time. People started lining up for dinner right here at the door, And so they started serving. I opened the door, and everybody started coming in. Then the guy in charge found me finally. He's like, "Hey, Marine." I said, "Hey, Gunnery Sergeant." He's like, "What are you doing?" I said, "I'm standing by the door." He said, "Yeah, I can see that. Why?" I said, "Well, this is what they got me doing." He's like, oh, okay. I was like, oh, yeah. He comes over to me. He's got a clipboard. You know, he says, what's your name? I said, Lance Corporal Knowles. He wrote down Lance Corporal Knowles. He said, what do they got you doing? What's your job title? I said, door greeter. He wrote down door greeter. He's like, okay, and what are your responsibilities here? I'm like, oh shit, it's improv time. Okay. I'm like, well, they want me out front as like the face of the chow hall. I'm here to boost everybody's morale. They want to make sure everybody gets a proper verbal greeting when they come in. He's like, well, here they come. Let's see what you got. I'm like, all right. Right? Like, now I'm auditioning for this job that I'm making up as we go. I'm like, hey, welcome to the chow hall, devil dogs. Get in there and get you some. You know? He's like, that's good. You need to remind them to take their hats off, and the ones that have weapons, make sure they're pointing their muzzle down. I said, oh, no problem. Hey, welcome to the chow hall. Cover off, muzzle down, enjoy your food. Welcome to the chow hall. Cover off, muzzle down, enjoy your food. He's like, are you counting everybody? I'm like, hell yeah, I've been counting everybody. I got it all up here. You know, that guy was 43. You know. So he's just still watching me. I'm just trying to sell it. Like, hey, welcome to chow hall. Cover off now, muzzle down, enjoy your food. That's 44 right there. He's like, all right, good shit. And he just walked away. And I just kept doing that. And that ended up being my job. I was the door greeter. I woke up the next day like, is that my job? I showed up for breakfast. He was waiting for me at the front door. He's like, come here, Marine. I was like, oh shit, it's over. But it wasn't over. He gave me a clicker like the bouncers use. It was legit. I did that job for 6 months. Yep. Then they lifted the stop loss and flew me home. But before they did, they brought a new Marine to me. Like, hey, Knowles, we need you to train this guy on everything you've been doing. Make sure he's up to speed. I trained him. I taught him everything I knew.